Hi, everybody. This is Divya, and I'm here with another episode of Creative Living. And since yesterday was Women's Day, today I just want to talk a little bit about womanhood and what this day means to me and how I look at it. It's one of my most favorite topics ever. I absolutely love women, and so much of my life and identity is around being a woman and womanhood and how I connect with other women. So, this is going to be a good one. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is me and you, basically, our own selves. This Women's Day and every Women's Day, I hope you prioritize yourself and you know that life is very short and very long, and you have to take care of your short term and long term well being to truly live a fulfilling life and also to be there for people you really love. I know a lot of us have grown up watching our mothers, grandmothers, aunts, and so many women around us sacrifice their entire sense of self and being and identity um, for other people. I think we will be doing them and ourselves a huge dishonor if we do not realize the privilege we have with the education and exposure we have today as young women. And yeah, I mean, I think it's for me, it's very important that I am at a good place so I can be good to people around me and to people in my life. So, no compromising on. I make sure I'm well fed, I'm well hydrated, well moisturized. I do the things that I want to do. I speak up about the things that I feel strongly for, and I support other women as much as I can. The second thing I want to talk about is the women around us. All these beautiful, gorgeous, talented, full of potential, kind, strong women that we see in our mothers, in our aunts, in our cousins, in our sisters, in our friends, in our colleagues. I'm going to talk about colleagues separately a little bit later. But the people in our family and people around us, our maids, our house help, all these really strong, hardworking, resilient, amazing women. I think uh, a lot of them have not realized their potential or and are afraid to pursue what they really want because they don't get a lot of support and encouragement from their own family members, from their own partners, from their own kids, and I think that's just too heartbreaking to watch. um, Even when they get verbal support sometimes nobody bothers enough to take away the burden of physical labor that they do day in and day out, and then it's just up to them to manage the house and also to follow their dreams, which is unfair, right? If a woman had to choose between her child and a hobby which she some at some point wants to turn into a career, she will choose her child, right? I think that's how society tricks women into believing that they are supportive but they really aren't. So whenever you can, whenever you see things like this, I encourage you to give them a few words of encouragement. Ask them what tactical practical help that they might need from you. For instance, my mom for the last 5 6 years, she's been homemaker all her life, but she started a few businesses here and there. She goes out, she meets people, and then it just makes her so happy to make some money of her own, and then she just feels so empowered that she's doing something on her own. My aunt is like that. My grandmother, I can do a separate episode on my grandmother, and I will someday. She had 7 kids, and she raised all of them on her own after losing her husband um, very early on. And I cannot believe the kind of hardships she would have gone through. She's told me a lot about it, and it's extremely disturbing. But then I am her granddaughter, and every time I face a tricky situation, I just tell myself that I'm her granddaughter and I can deal with this. So, for all those women who had to struggle and deal with hardships, I feel like there can be so much that we can accomplish if we just support each other and encourage each other and just cheer for each other a little bit more, because no one else is going to do that for us. So we might as well do it for each other. Colleagues, let's talk about women we meet in a professional setting. Um, like it is so normal to pit women against each other and to make us all believe that if she's getting something, there is less for you, or all of you are competing against some position at the top. I just want to say that all of that is bullshit. And I have not, I've met the kindest, strongest, smartest, most badass women in corporate, and I cannot believe the kind of friendships I've made and how much they have shaped my professional and personal identity today. Like, they taught me there is immense power in the collective wisdom of womanhood. Like every time I'm in a tricky situation, it is my mentors I reach out to, it's my ex bosses that I've worked with, and these are women who have gone through so much in life, personally and professionally. And the kind of wisdom they have is so raw, so mature, um, so like just so amazing, right? And the best part is that they will teach you how to think for yourself. They will teach you how to be confident. So, like, work without women, I can't even imagine it, right? Like I've always had the best colleagues. I've always been surrounded by the smartest, kindest, and the most fun people ever. I think my life is just a lot better with amazing women around me. And while I talk about amazing women, I also want to take a moment to talk about underprivileged women, people who are in plain sight but are invisible. These could be our housekeeping staff at work, or it could be our house help, it could be the cook who cooks for us, or it could be our gardener's wife, or it could be the urban club professional who comes, to service us. All those women in service, I feel like they have they have so many struggles, but there are two particular struggles that I want to talk about. One is they get exploited a lot. They work in unsafe conditions. They get harassed quite a bit. Not every household is the same. They don't know what they're going to encounter in what house. That is one. Number two is they also get harassed at a class level. Like, uh, a lot of even our parents and our families tend to look at them as, from a lower class. And till today, I see instances of them not sitting on a chair at a table at a house, or not eating from the same plates that we eat in. The other day, my maid was telling me that she has low BP, but she doesn't drink enough water when she's working because she's not allowed to use the washrooms in many houses that she works in. She's allowed to use it at hours, and it kind of just broke my heart. It took me to this book that I had read, called The Help, which is during the times of segregation, how black women who were help and nannies were not allowed to use the people's washrooms that they were working in. And I can't believe that even today that's being practiced in a city that I live in. And we call all of us ourselves progressive, and we 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 call ourselves educated and whatnot, right? It is. So I think while we talk about our struggles, it's also important to keep talking to these women to understand the struggles they are going through, so that we can have conversations about it. This is not to shame anyone, but I think conversations have power. And even if it opens door for some of these women, if it makes living conditions a little bit better for them, I think that's a huge win right there. And that's why I wanted to bring it up. Lastly, I just want to say that for me, being a woman is being strong and being vulnerable. Vulnerability is not a weakness. I think when we are authentic and when we show our true selves, there is a lot to be gained from, because we can connect with other people, and of course we can alienate people who don't like that part of us, or who does not like who we really are, and that's okay. at least you will attract the right crowd when you're vulnerable. And I think it takes immense strength to just be oneself and to be honest about who we are, right? So for me, being a woman is all about being strong and being vulnerable and keep pushing anyways, because who else can live in a world like we do with so much unfairness and injustice and still wake up and feel happy looking at a flower, or go on cooking for our children, or believe in love even, right? And coexist with other creatures in this universe. So I think it's something that only we can do, and we should continue to do that. And there are a lot of days when I'm not this joyful serene self, and I wake up with anger, and then I have so much anger pent up in me, just looking at all the things that's going on in the world. Topic for another day, maybe possibly a rant. But I do believe in leading with joy. I feel like um, there will always be problems, there will always be setbacks, there will always be horrible things that happen, but it is still important to find joy and lead with joy, because at the end of the day, it's a short life, and how we live our moments and seconds and days is how we live our whole lives. So do not lose your peace for anything. Take it one day at a time. Know that you're surrounded by amazing women like me, like yourself, and reach out to them, connect with them. I'm telling you, they will bring you so much joy in your lives. And let's keep the community strong. And I love all of you. Happy Women's Day. Okay, thank you for watching another episode. I will see you all again with something next week. And you can also let me know what you want to hear about, or what you want me to talk about, and because I need some suggestions. Okay, bye.